there are multiple molecules, millions of molecules. Whenever you break, it splits at the interface. And what is at the interface? Chemically, what is interface? SiO-Si linkage is a bulk. What's the interface? What's the end of the molecule? Molecules will end, that's only interface will create. Now, what is the end of the molecules? It will be OH. SiO-Si will terminate in OH, that's only the one, otherwise it will become one. If it is a one molecule, you can't break it. And which is the one molecule which is very close? The moment it becomes close to one, it becomes harder and harder to break. And day-to-day life, what is that called? Which are harder to break, not diamond. A material which is not a single, diamond is all carbon, I'm talking about compounds, SiO2 or something. You all know it, you never bothered about it. What is that process called and what finally you get up with when it's hard to break? You take the glass and you can keep removing those number of molecules, keep uniting them, you reach a stage where you can't break it anymore. What's it called? No, it's called ceramics. What is ceramic? You keep on heating it and condense the ends. More and more ends you keep condensing, the number of molecules are decreasing. And your interfaces are decreasing. And if you get a very good quality ceramic, you just can't break it like this. The process of ceramic, that's what they say, heat at very high temperature because those molecules are not easily accessible. So glass you keep on heating, remove all these OHs from the interface, make O bond, ether, take out water. It will be very hard to, and that's the reason you have glass which are very easy to break, all the way to glass which are very difficult to break. Just because the number of molecules will be less in the glass which is hard to break. And it requires a lot of energy to get there. And that's why you don't break it. And that's your, so when you keep breaking the particle into smaller size, you split at the interface. And interface is covalently different than what is the bulk. And you keep on making smaller, you reach a place where surface is more than the bulk. And that domain is where you start to experience nano behavior. Okay? And that's where nanotechnology, everything else comes into picture. I have to show you two things. So this you understood now? Can I have this one? Now, day-to-day life illusion. You know illusions? Illusions are something which are there, but you see something else or something else. That's an illusion. Every time you see an illusion, every day almost, and you say, that's fine. You don't even pay attention to what am I referring to. Anything which you see every day and no correlation. Because we have only 10 minutes, I have to go to fast. Quickly tell me, otherwise I'll tell you. Every day you see that illusion and you say, don't even pay attention to its existence. Eh? Speak loudly. Dreams is an illusion. It's a fully understood process. At the end, your brain has to talk. Why people see ghosts and say called dreams? I told you, seeing something is not only eye's job. Eyes only detect the signal, and then the brain processes that signal. If the brain processing goes wrong, a different signal brain processes for the same detection, and that's what creates a ghost image. So that person is seeing a ghost which doesn't there because that signal is meant. So you have a processing blindness and a detection blindness. If you're blind by eyes, you can put a camera and a sensor there. But to take that optical signal and convert into an image, that processing is not understood. And that's very difficult to wire. So if you're blind is because your eyes are not detecting the light, that is almost close to being curable. But beyond that, integrating that process is just not possible. So that's the purpose of the dreams is nothing but in that state, your brain processes a real image which actually is a different state of being there. You can do remote sensing. So just show me that science and magic, that one PowerPoint slide. Just do this, go to the slideshow. Yeah. Look at this. We have got 3 cars. They look different. Which is smaller looking car? First one, and the biggest looking? Which is closer to you? First one. And what is the principle of that? Anything which is closer should look bigger, and anything which is farther should look smaller if the object is same. Agree? All three cars are same size. Doesn't matter, even slope, anything which is closer. No, I put you grid on that. So it's actually same size even on screen. So what you do is come out of this. Yeah. There's a grid here. Move it on the first car. Just take that, just click on this and move it on the first car. Put all four sides. Close. Just move a little bit more to that. Just cover all four sides. Yeah. Yeah, like this. See, that's a grid. Now take that grid and move it to the third car. They're all same on the screen also. Look at this. So don't tell me on the slope they look smaller, bigger. No, it's all the way your brain processes it. The same effect every day happens where? That's what my question was. Something which is closer looks smaller than when something is... Oh, that's a scientific principle. That's a convex mirror. That's a technology. That's not an illusion. I'm talking of illusion where you know it's not that. When the same object is closer to you, it looks smaller. When it's farther, then it looks bigger. Every day. Sun, you should, every day I'm taking, you should even, sun during sunrise and sunset looks bigger than when it's up. Which is closer, when it's up or during sunrise or sunset? When it's up, it is closer and it looks smaller. Yeah? But that sunrise, I don't expect you to, sunset you must be seeing. Sunrise is playing like party, then you have sunrise. Otherwise, difficult to see sunrise at this age. Yeah? What's the reason? The same thing. Your brain always shows you image in context. Your eyes only detect the signal, brain processes it. And for processing, brain always looks at the whole frame. So when the sun is setting or rising, in your picture frame you have trees and buildings, which brain knows the size of those trees and buildings. Brain also knows what the size of the sun and how far that is. And then it puts that in proportion, and then it turns out that size which comes out to be bigger. When the sun is up, there is no reference. It shows you in isolation what is that. Same thing happened. The third car is with the trees and the building in the background, and it will always look bigger. So one experiment you can do, go to a sunset point, look at the sun for almost a minute or something, ignore everything else in the frame. The moment you can ignore trees and the buildings, sun will shrink. It's a real experiment, can we try?
Could you crop that picture and remove those pictures? This is what happens.
I'll show you another one. Since this is tricky to do, I'll show you a more convincing evidence. Something which is not there, your brain won't let you see that. And I know that this question comes every time. So your brain can only process information what is provided to it. It's a training, that's what a neural training, isn't it? If you tell a kid, give sugar and say it is salty, that kid brain, whenever tastes sugar, will say it's a salt. Same thing, brain has never been told that the nose of a face can be inside the plane. It's by default accepted that the nose will always be out of the plane for a face. That information is given for granted to the brain. So whenever the brain sees a nose, it is going to create an image as if it's out of the plane. Now I'm going to show you an image which you know it is an inverted image, but your brain will not let you see that. I'll show you that. So just go to the Charlie chapter. They're all on the internet.
This is the hollow head, actually, of the moon.
So this is the Charlie Chaplin mask. You know mask is hollow on the other side. We put this in a rotating frame and you will see that it's hollow on the other side. It's hollow on the other side. Now what this artist has done, on the other side also, he has sketched a face. So the moment nose comes into picture, brain doesn't care whether it's hollow or full. The moment nose comes into, brain says it's a face with the nose up. You'll create an image as if it's a normal face. You try as hard as possible. You will not be in a position to see that hollowness. The moment nose disappears, again it will become hollow. Watch this. It is no more hollow. Nose has come. Let the nose go, it will become hollow again. See this? You train as much as you want. You need to be extremely high state of mind to override that image. You know it's not an image. Your brain will not let you see that image. Again, see that the moment nose comes, it's no more hollow. And the moment nose goes away, it becomes hollow again. And that's the reason you require a very different state of being to override what the normal processes are. Okay? So when somebody tells you that they see ghosts, don't ignore it. It's just that the processing is displaced. All that is, so brain requires a training. And so don't keep on bragging that I see and I believe. No, your seeing is a two-stage process. It's a detection and it's a processing. Both have to be in place for it to work. Okay, last one, and we call it a quit because I'm out of time. I need that. One thing, another two illusions I'll show you quickly. We'll not go too much science into that. I need liquid water. This should be okay. Quickly, we can switch off this. That job is done. So we'll take a glass, we'll put water in there. Okay. This experiment, most of you must have done. I put this one on top of it. Yeah? I turn it around, water does not come out. And I can leave this also. Yes? What's the reason? It's a hydrostatic pressure and all you know, isn't it? I thought you may not know. So there's no excitement in this? Trivial. Very smart kids. Watch this. Now what's the excitement? Now it's exciting. So now what happened? Now don't worry about what happened. The question is, I want to hang water upside down. A given weight of water upside down. I can do anything, I can take help of any science. How do you do that? And all of you know it. You do it at different scale. I have done it at a different scale. But process is almost the same.
The weight of the equation should be equal to the weight of water.
That will be very hard to do with such a large body. It cannot be. The weight of the water will be so large that you all know capillary? What is that capillary? Capillary has two meniscus, this and this. What does this meniscus mean? Where the capillary has, first of all, capillary will hold water. A glass tube will not hold water. Yeah? So narrow the diameter, enough force of attraction is there to hold that much volume of water. You increase the dia, it will not happen. So with this dia, this is not going to happen. The very first thing I have to do is break the dia into smaller dias. That's the first step. Bring it to a capillary level. Then second thing is, capillary has two types of meniscus, this and this. What's the significance of the two? What's the physical significance? Why it is this or why it is this? Which one is that? In this case, the surface likes water. In this case, surface hates water. Okay? And you know a little bit civil engineering also at home or other places. When I put this door is put it on this structure, this window. On top of it, there's a lot of whole building weight is there. Wood cannot take that weight. So what do? They put a concrete. So the weight is on the concrete, wooden is only for decoration. So if something structure is made like this, and you put weight on that structure, where the weight goes? At the edges. In the vehicles, they have inverted command is at the bottom of the axle. Because all the weight will come down onto the axle. In these structures we make convex surface, so the weight on top of it goes onto the edges. So if I break the water into hundreds of these small grids, and then I make the grid hydrophobic, the water on each will be like this. The whole weight of the water will be on the edges, and if my edges happen to be very strong, it will hold the water. These three principles together, you can easily design this. Each one of you can do at home. You take any nylon cloth or a mosquito net or anything you want, chunni or anything. You look at this, this is a 1 mm by 1 mm cloth. This is crochet cloth, we use it for covering the thalis and other things in puja, isn't it? You cut a piece of it and stick it on any glass, stainless steel glass, doesn't matter. It's made up of nylon. Nylon has high strength. It can hold a lot of weight. Nylon does not like water. So what will happen on top of the water meniscus will be like this. So I break the whole thing into these small grids. Each grid has a meniscus like this. And the weight of that will come onto the edges, and edges are made of nylon. Then what I do is, I turn this and turn upside down, and you all enjoy, say, laugh, this is very simple. I'm buying the time, I want this surface to stabilize, stop shaking. In that 1 or 2 seconds it stops shaking, I then carefully remove this. Till I don't shake it, that structure remains in place. The moment I shake it, I break that texture, and the whole thing falls. You can do that very easily at home. Just take any mosquito net, or a chunni, or a socks, or a crochet cloth, cut it. It's quite a big hole, water can just pour it in and out. Yeah? So it's a surface tension, high strength material, and a hydrophobicity. And you should know a curved surface where the weight should go. These are all simple things which all of you know.